Welcome to Two Dumb Questions. I'm Leonard Chan.
And I'm Hoodo Hersi.
And this is the podcast where a culturally illiterate Gen Xer, that's me, asks questions about culture that nobody needs to know about.
And a not yet ready for adulthood millennial asks questions about practical life knowledge they should already know about.
So how this works is we're each going to ask a dumb question.
And the other person will have exactly 10 minutes to essentially give a crash course on the topic.
Whilst getting interrupted with more dumb questions.
Yeah.
So, this episode, we're going to be talking about voting and popularity and, I guess, power, I suppose, and influence in a way. And
Yeah, and obviously the focus is the U.S. election.
the focus is the U.S. election.
At the time of this recording, honey, we don't know what'll happen. Will it be a former reality TV star convicted felon Donald Trump, or will it be Kamala Harris with her silk press? You know what a silk press is?
No. Is that to make the t-shirts? What is this? What is a silk press?
Max, do you know what a silk press is?
Yeah, it's like for your hair.
Yes. See, Max is married to a black woman, so he knows.
Well, there you go.
Um,
Okay, explain to me a silk press.
So silk press is it's just a really, it's just another way to straighten your hair.
Okay.
And the idea is that it looks incredibly silky, natural.
Okay.
But there is tons of heat damage with it.
Oh.
That comes with it.
So it's not sustainable.
It's not, but Kamala, honey, she rocking that.
Okay, well, good for them, I suppose.
Now I need to Google what a silk press is because now I feel insecure about it. I'm like, bitch, I need to know.
You just explained it to me. Now you're Googling it?
Well, no, because like, are there any nuances with like the kind of machinery that they use? I personally don't get silk presses because I wear a hijab.
Yes.
But also heat damage. Like I don't want to do that to my hair.
Well, well, while you look that up, let's we're going to transition back into the topics of the podcast. And how will I do that? We're talking about the silk press is the enemy of the people. So
a non-chemical straightening service typically performed on curly or coarse hair.
okay.
The hair is shampooed, blown out, and then pressed with a flat iron.
Yeah, this podcast is going to go long. I can already tell.
No, we're not. We're gonna
started.
We're gonna rein it in. We're gonna rein it in.
We're gonna
because the reason why I bring up the silk press is because that has been a thing that has gone viral for Kamala. People talking about her silk press.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, sorry. Keep going.
Okay, so the first thing we're gonna talk about the Electoral College,
Let's do it.
and yeah. So why don't you tell me
what I know about it? Okay.
Yeah.
So what I already know about the Electoral College. Basically voting in America, how voting works is that it just gets reduced to swing states.
Sure.
Yeah. You know, they based on trends, they know what states are voting. Democrat, Republican. You know, no one's really expecting California to go red.
No.
For the most part.
For the most part.
The swing states that I know are Ohio, Iowa, New Hampshire, Florida used to be one, but honey, she red. My understanding is Hillary Clinton fucked up because she didn't pay attention to these swing states. She didn't give them enough attention. She won the popular vote.
Where did she not go? Wisconsin? Which is the place she didn't go that she really should have gone?
Yeah, but you got to go to those
Wisconsin.
places.
Yeah.
Yes. So there you go. Hillary and her power suits should have taken her ass to Wisconsin.
Yeah. No silk press for Hillary, then?
Well, it's usually on curly or coarse hair. You weren't paying attention, Leonard.
How do we know what Hillary's normal hair looks like?
Well, the Clintons are known for having secrets, honey. We're not going to get into that, honey, because we'll get demonetized. But, you know.
Assassinated.
Yes. Okay. So my dumb question is, what are the basics of the Electoral College?
Mm-hmm.
You know, Electoral College 101.
Sure.
The bare bones. Give me the bare bones. And if you have any insights on what's happening with this election.
Okay.
Okay. At the time of this recording, we don't know who's going to be president of America.
We do not.
The gamble is huge.
It's a tight race.
It is. Yeah.
Absurdly tight, given
Yeah.
everything. But
Given everything.
it makes no sense how this race is tight. But okay.
There you go. Okay. So let's do it.
Okay. Timer. Timing. That's the one thing you need as a comedian. I can't even say it right. Timer starts now.
Boom.
Okay, so let's explain quickly the Electoral College in a way that is hopefully makes sense and is easy. So now let's think about the entire presidential election as a giant pizza party. All right, let's say that. And everybody's trying to be like, all right, what toppings do we want on this pizza? All right. But instead of everybody voting individually and being like, I want this topping, everybody in the room is divided into 50 different tables. Let's call them states. And then everybody at
You really
that table.
dumb this shit down.
That's what I'm trying to do.
I mean, I feel like you didn't have to go pizza party to go that fucking low. Like,
Also,
I mean, I went to school.
listen,
I have a degree.
This is not
Not
just
to
for,
say that people with no degrees aren't, you know what I mean? But it's like, I can understand complex
I want to
things.
make this fun.
Okay.
This is not just for you. Remember, there's other people listening.
Okay.
And I'm trying to make it fun. I'm not
For the
trying to, I'm
layman.
not saying like you're stupid. I'm trying to say this
Okay,
is
so
just
pizza party.
because so there's a pizza party, you want toppings, and then you don't vote on it as an individual. You each table has a bunch of people at it, and then each table votes for what topping they want.
Oh, there's delegates. Something with
Uh,
delegates.
yes, but okay, we're not going to get there yet.
Yeah.
So there's each table is a state, right? And then each person so you're not actually voting for what topping you want directly. You're voting for what your table is going to vote for collectively for which toppings you want. That's how the Electoral College works, right? So it's like, in your table, and by the way, it's a 2-topping system. There's only 2 toppings. It's either pepperoni or mushrooms, all right? Because that's just the nature of the electoral system, the political system in America, because of history and culture. And the Electoral College is kind of designed so there's only 2 parties / toppings. Like any third party, like RFK Jr., aka pineapple or brainworms, I don't know if you put that on your pizza. They generally don't do well because it's a winner take all situation when I get to that. So like voting for a third party is typically considered a wasted vote. So everybody at your table votes for what topping you want. So either pepperoni or mushroom, right? Because those are your 2 options, essentially, really, practically. And within the table, it's a popular vote and majority rules. So if 51% of people want pepperoni, your entire state is now a pepperoni state.
Okay.
Now, each table has a number of votes, electoral votes. They have electors, they're called. Basically, the number of electoral votes that each state has is...
What were the founding fathers thinking? These terms? Yawn, honey. Yawn.
That's why I was trying to call it a pizza party. I was trying to make it interesting.
George Washington.
Do you understand now why I call it a pizza party? So these electors,
God,
they're called
yawn.
pizza delivery men. So these pizza delivery people, let's not be gendered. Pizza delivery people, and each one of them gets a vote, right? And that's based on the number of representatives that each table has in Congress, so like a congressman or senator. So like, and that's based loosely on how many people are at the table, i.e. population. And more on that later, but like California gets 54, Wyoming gets 3 because of the relative size of the population. We'll get into more of that in a bit. So what happens is 51% of people vote for, pepperoni in Wyoming. Then those 3 electoral votes get counted, right? So there's a total of 538 electoral pizza delivery topping votes. All right. And you got to get 270 to win the presidency and decide who gets pizza. So it's not about like the popular vote. Like that's why like you get like people.
The pizza's the prize in this analogy?
Well, who getting to decide what goes on the pizza is the prize. The president gets to decide what goes on the pizza. And if you get 270 pizza topping electoral votes, then you win the presidency. You get to decide what goes on the pizza. And you might not get the popular vote because, like if you count up enough table like votes from each table, you might get to 270 without getting more than 50% of the votes, right? Because again, it's winner take all.
So you know what's happening to me right now is I'm paying attention.
Uh-huh.
But there were a couple of moments where you said things, I stopped paying attention. And then I was like, Hoodo, you have to pay attention. Leonard is clearly he's tried. He's really researched. I see paragraphs on your phone. And I was like, Hoodo, tap in. And then I started paying attention again. And because I wasn't paying attention during that other period, now it's I'm the white lady with the calculations and the formulas around her head.
It's been 5 minutes.
I know it's
You can't pay attention for 5 minutes. This is the problem with fucking TikTok. We're
No,
gonna get to
but
that in a bit.
it's the pizza analogy and
All right,
the
I was
terms
trying to
are
make it
so
interesting.
boring.
The
No,
terms are
but
boring.
you're trying, and I appreciate that. But
Okay, so how do you want me to
no,
explain in
but
a way
just
that's
keep
exciting?
going. No, but keep going, keep going.
Well, do you understand what I've said so far?
Yeah. Just keep going. Because I have a political science degree, so I'll be able to, But
Okay.
it wasn't U.S. We didn't really focus too much on U.S. politics, but anyways, keep going. But I think I'll fill in the gaps.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's basically how it works. If you get to 270,
270 is the goal.
270 is
And
the
those
goal.
are the delegates.
Those are the electoral votes. Those are the
Electoral
electors,
votes.
right? So like
Okay.
basically,
But why do they say we need delegates for whatever?
delegates is to do with nominations for who gets to run for president.
Okay.
That's a
separate thing. Yeah.
That's a separate thing.
Because Kamala needed delegates to get the
Yes.
nomination.
Yeah. So the
Okay, so the votes. Yes,
so
of
the votes.
course.
So
And
so
what's
the
the
people
number
at the
again?
table, 538 total is the
538,
number.
yeah.
270 is more
What
than
you need.
half,
Okay.
and that's it, right? So like electors, like they send electors to Congress to be like, once the state has decided, then they would like say 51% of California is like, all right, we're going mushroom because we're a bunch of vegan hippies, and they're gonna send all their 54 electors are then gonna go to Congress like 54. We
Yeah.
were voting for
Whatever. Yeah.
mushrooms, and then the president of the Senate, who would be the vice president of the country, would certify those votes, and then boom, and then you add it all up.
And I know the controversy is that some states have more
Well,
votes.
Yeah.
basically
So
than
that's
others.
one of the problems with the electoral college. So here's the thing. You're asking like how the founding fathers, what were they thinking? So when they
Honey,
formed the electoral college,
flawed.
there were like a couple things. They were like, they didn't want like really big states having too much power over small states
Yeah.
because of the tyranny of the majority. So they wanted to like give some way for small states to have a say. And they also thought that the American public was probably too ill-informed to directly vote for president because there's a whole bunch of shit they wouldn't understand. So let's put a buffer in between. I mean, probably not wrong. And then, and
Okay.
you're going to love this. It's surprising you didn't bring up, what do you know about the electoral college? You didn't say racism because that's real. That's true. Like the entire.
Well, it was real in all the other episodes.
I
that
know,
I
but
brought
that's
it up.
really real here, where it's like codified into the fucking Constitution.
Yeah.
Right? Like America was built on fucking racism. And like, so one of the big critical factors that formed the Electoral College is slavery.
Yeah.
Right? Because all the slaveholding states were like, well, fuck, like we want to be able to count all our slaves as part of the population.
Oh yeah, and the 3/5.
So we can get more representation in Congress. And then the North was like, well, what the fuck? Like they don't even have any rights. They don't get to vote. How are you going to count them so that you can get more power?
Mm-hmm.
That's fucked up.
Yeah.
And which is, by the way, and they're like, yeah, because that's the most fucked up thing about slavery. And then the South, so they made the compromise, the 3/5 compromise, where these
3/5, yeah.
slaves were counted as 3/5 as a person. Which, as a result of that, Southern slaveholding states got a lot more power than they should have, and they got to keep slavery around for way longer than it needed to be around. Because all the abolitionist states were just like, like they ended up getting more like pro-slave presidents and like and pro-slave legislation
And when was the electoral college created?
1787.
Oh yeah, I feel like I've heard that in a Hamilton line. Hamilton rap,
Everything.
Right? You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks, Lin-Manuel Miranda,
Lin-Manuel
for our
Miranda.
lesson in civics.
Yeah.
Yeah. So really, it's slavery and all that shit is a big cause of how the Electoral College is what it is today.
Okay. You
And,
have 38 seconds to.
Yeah. And so swing states are huge because like you said, like some states are like firmly pepperoni and some states are firmly mushroom. But then there's the ones in between where like because of the rural urban divide, like Georgia wasn't a swing state, but now it is becoming more of one.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Yeah, like Florida, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, those are all swing states. And it's just like, those are the ones where they will change the election. Like Biden, for example, won, bless you,
Thank you.
3 swing states, Georgia, Arizona, and Wisconsin. Oop, there it goes.
He won with
He-
the help of Stacey Abrams.
Yes. He won Georgia, Arizona, Wisconsin by a total of about 43,000 votes. And if those flipped to Trump,
Yeah.
then in 2020, it would have been 269 as a tie.
Wow.
And then it would have gone to the House to solve. But because it was more favorable for Trump, then he would have won the presidency. And it was just 43,000 votes, which made the difference. So
Oh, and yeah.
in a country of millions. So you got to vote. Vote. Get out.
Especially if
vote.
you're in a swing state.
Where your vote actually matters.
Really, yes. Iowa, New Hampshire, honey, we're talking to you if you're listening to the pod.
Yeah.
Georgia, we need you. Okay, well, that was clarifying.
Okay. Was it?
I
I mean, it's an absurd system where it's like, yeah.
I mean, they meant well. Don't send me death threats about the founding father slander. They meant well.
Yeah, they meant well.
But, some loose ends.
You know, a few loose ends. Luckily,
Yeah.
there's and people, obviously it's the Constitution. Some people hold this document to be holy and venerated
they
and can't
love
be
it. Yeah,
changed.
they
But of
love
course
it.
you can change it because you literally have things called amendments. But slavery was entrenched into this thing. Like, just the way it was designed, like it might be like an actual problem for
Yeah.
democracy.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Okay, so now let's talk about TikTok 101, honey.
Sure.
Want to talk about influencing the Electoral College elections period? Let's talk TikTok, honey.
Okay.
Okay, so what do you know about TikTok?
I know I have to fucking do it or my career will end.
You have to be on it.
Yeah, I have to be on it.
Yeah.
I'm not bitter about that at all. I know China.
China. I love the way Trump says
China.
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 He's such a great comedian.
He is a great comedian.
Yeah.
Or the way he says like how Kamala turned black.
Black. That's so great. Yeah. How does he say Indian?
Since she was an Indian and then she turned black. I don't know when she turned black, but
It's so great. Trump and vowels. Trump really does vowels justice.
Honestly, that dude is hilarious.
Yeah.
Not what I would.
I mean,
want
it's scary
in a
if
president.
he has
It's scary
if he has power. That's scary. But everything
especially
else,
now that Supreme Court has removed some of these guardrails.
yeah.
So,
That's
but
a separate episode.
that is a separate
Yeah.
episode. We'll talk about the Supreme Court.
Yeah. Okay.
So I know China-
you have to be on it. China.
Yes,
China.
They started it, and you know what? I feel really, it's their revenge for the opium wars. The West flooded China with opium and fucked it up, and now China's flooding the West with TikTok, and it's fucking up all the children.
Dance, children, dance.
That's right. It is called Dance Bite. Right?
Bite dance.
Bite Dance. Damn it.
Yeah.
Bite Dance owns it. So yeah. And I have been trying to do stuff on TikTok.
I've seen your videos. Yeah. I like them.
Thank you.
I do. I don't comment, but I do like.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'll say this. It's like really like they made like an excellent app. Like it's really easy to like make content. Like they make it super easy.
Yes.
Like to edit and stuff like that. It's great.
Mhm.
I just hate doing it. But it's easy to do.
Yeah.
So that is it. That's all I know.
You don't want to whore yourself out on TikTok. Okay.
No.
Yeah.
That's what the streets are for.
Do you know anything about the TikTok ban? Do you know anything about TikTok's influence in the current elections?
I know that they were talking about a TikTok ban. They wanted like China to divest themselves of TikTok because they're like it's spy software or whatever. Oh, I also know that TikTok in China it's called something else, but also like they promote education and like pro-government shit, and it's like let's be good, and love our parents and good citizens. And I was like, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's all I know.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Let's start the timer.
Okay. So my dumb question
Yes. Tell me your dumb question.
is what should I know about TikTok? How do I get better at it?
It's a coaching session.
Yeah. Now it's a coaching session.
Yeah. We're not even talking.
I don't really. Yeah.
We're not even here to entertain. We're coaching you.
100%.
Okay.
Yeah. Just tell me more about it. Tell me everything I need to know.
Okay.
And go.
All right. So Douyin is what it's called in China.
Okay.
It came into became popular in the US in 2016. And you obviously know about a little bit about the TikTok ban. It's been signed. You know that it's been signed into law by Biden.
Oh,
Bitch, it got signed. Yeah. So I'll tell you a little bit about that. So as you know, they want.
How can they enforce that law? They can't enforce it. Anyway, go on.
Yeah. So basically,
it's very performative.
Yes. So the main concerns is the Chinese government's involvement in all of this, right? Right. Naturally, China. I'm not going to say anything negative, but
you're doing great.
You're doing great, sweetie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're awesome. I mean, I'll say the Chinese government has been doing they've lifted more people out of poverty than any other government, and the rise of the middle class, and it's fantastic.
Insert Chinese flag.
Yeah. Just waving.
Yeah.
Listen, I say all this with love because they're listening. Go on.
Yes, there you go. Okay, so it really passed. The bill passed, was signed into law in, I believe, a week. It was
Wait, did it go through the Senate first and then
it went through everything.
Just
bitch. And it was so quick. So this is basically what happened. So working with the White House and the Justice Department, the Representative Mike Gallagher, who's a Republican, and Raja Krishnamurthy of Democrat, they were the leading members of the House Select China Competition Committee. Which I love that's a thing that they have. Anyway, so they released the first version, and it was called the Protecting Americans from Foreign Adversary Controlled Applications Act on March 5th. So it basically prohibits apps controlled by foreign adversary countries, Russia, North Korea, China, Iran, from app stores in the United States. Okay. And basically what they did was, in private, to get this bill passed, they organized everything in private. And then the bill was unanimously passed out of the committee,
Yeah.
into the House.
Sure.
By a 352 to 65 vote.
Sure. Pretty bipartisan. Rare these days.
Yes, truly. And then the way it got passed so basically the way the voting worked in the House was they had separate bills on Ukraine, aid for Ukraine, aid for Israel, aid for Taiwan. And then they also had the Foreign Affairs Committee Chairman Mike McCall put together the 21st Century Peace Through Strength Act. I love these names. And it basically was a bunch of national security measures. So it was bills to seize frozen Russian assets, impose sanctions on fentanyl traffickers, and then a bunch of other things. And then it also included the Protecting Americans from Foreign Adversary Controlled Applications Act. So which was like the TikTok ban light.
So the typical way that laws get passed is like, it was really about one thing, but we're going to throw all these other things in here, and if you vote this down, you don't get all these things.
So in the House members voted on... Sorry?
Pork.
Yeah. So House members voted on...
Haram, by the way.
I don't even know why you said pork. I just said yeah and kept going.
Because that's what it's called when you add all this extra stuff to a bill that it's called pork.
Yeah, okay.
It's called pork. It's like extra pork.
Okay, got you.
Pork barrel.
So in the House, members were voting on each of those issues separately.
Yeah.
Each of those bills.
Yeah.
Okay. And then when it passed, they merged everything.
Sure.
And they sent it to the Senate as one bill.
Yeah.
And then obviously, bitch, of course it passed through the Senate.
Because it has to.
And because obviously it's Ukraine, it's Israel, it's Taiwan, it's, if you want to impose sanctions on fentanyl traffickers, if you're passionate about that, that's all lumped together. So it passed in the Senate on a Tuesday, 79 to 18.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next day on Wednesday, it was signed into law by Biden.
Okay.
And the deadline to divest is January 2025.
Okay. So let me ask you, how does this, you're on TikTok, you got 180,000 followers or whatever it is.
Yeah.
How does this affect you? How could this affect you?
Well, right now, TikTok, it was signed into law, and then I think early May, TikTok sued the US government. So what's happening off of what you're saying is a lot of influencers are suing the government.
Okay.
I will not be doing that because, I do love TikTok. I find it entertaining. I have an app timer so I don't waste my life on there. But I also just think to myself, okay, let's not rely on getting our content off of TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
Like what I do now is I sort of just like look at news articles that are recommended to me by the Google algorithm, things I find interesting in the world, rants, and I will just do that. I'll like sort of organically make my own content. Before, what I was doing was I would post stand-up clips, but then I would also find funny videos on TikTok and I would react to that.
Sure.
I don't do that anymore.
Okay.
Because I just go, okay, well, if they get rid of this app, I need to I can't be relying on it.
Sure.
I still have to put out content after the app gets, disappears. So that's what I'm going to be doing. That's what I've been doing. I've had to pivot.
But where would you do that?
Instagram. I guess Instagram, yeah.
I guess that's not going anywhere. Even though
Because
Trump did say he was going to throw
we're not going to
Zucker-
say anything, but Zuckerberg, white, and Congress doesn't look like there's nothing nefarious going on there.
But Trump said he was going to throw Zuckerberg in jail.
Oh, why does he hate him?
Probably because
He helped him win the election, allegedly.
Allegedly. Listen, because he probably said something unflattering about him, and that's enough.
I love that Trump can't think long term.
Oh.
That's so funny.
I mean, Trump is, as far as I can tell, he just kind of goes where the wind blows.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay. So I realize I only have like 3 minutes left. Okay. So how this relates back to the election.
Yeah.
Kamala is really heavy on getting Gen Z to vote for her. Gen Z, not really happy with her on a lot of issues currently going on that hopefully by the time this is released will not be going on.
These issues will have a ceasefire.
Yes. Inshallah. What was your AI thing?
Inshallah.
Yeah, there you go. Anyways, so she's hopped on a lot of trends.
Yeah.
So one of the big trends this past summer was Brat Summer. Do you know Charlie XCX, the singer? Yeah. So she, that was a big thing. People would like make videos to her songs, and the marketing behind it was quite genius. Very simple. Neon green. And then it was just like the title of her album and her name. And so basically when Kamala announced her sort of like her campaign, she changed the background on her socials to that on TikTok. On TikTok. So it was just Kamala Harris HQ, and it was neon green. So she's hopping on all these trends. She's using like a lot of viral sounds and songs. And then Charlie tweeted, Kamala is brat. So she got the cosign. But also fucking Charlie is from the UK. So honey, I mean, I totally understand.
And so is the Electoral College in a way.
Oh, is it?
Somewhat. I mean, the founding fathers all came from.
They did, yes. Yeah. Okay. Anyways, so I do a Chapel Rowan. You know Chapel. Yeah.
I'm familiar.
Okay. So she's been using some of her songs and stuff to go viral and really connect with Gen Z.
Yeah. And actually paying for the rights to use them, I suppose, as opposed to Trump, who's running afoul of everybody using he used Beyonce's song, and
did you see what Trump did with Celine Dion's My Heart Will Go On?
What the fuck? If Celine Dion was like, really, that song?
Yeah,
I mean, it makes
so
sense.
funny.
His campaign was sinking, and Melania's not gonna let him stay on that door, but whatever.
That's so funny. Tim Waltz is very cute on TikTok.
Yeah.
So it's really just a great way to humanize her.
Yeah.
And he had this really cute hashtag. It was Tim Talk.
Oh, okay.
Isn't that cute?
That is cute.
Anyways, so you know obviously how to use TikTok, right?
I do now.
Okay.
I forced
the
myself
scrolling
to
and all that. The stitching.
I rarely scroll though.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like I make content and I never scroll. I scroll through my friends so I can like all their stuff.
Okay.
And that's it. I don't actually like scroll through and look at the algorithm.
I will say, I mean, I only have 40 seconds left. A really sweet person on TikTok that really blew up and I think deserves it is Keith Lee.
Okay.
Do you know about him?
Nope.
So he's
But they sound Asian.
No.
Damn it.
He's not. He's black. He's a Las Vegas food critic, and he basically will go to mom and pop shops, restaurants, and he will rate their food.
Okay.
1 to 10, very simple. And because people trust his taste, because he's very honest.
Yeah.
The next day, if the food's great, they'll have like lineups out the door.
Good.
That's like a big thing. And he's really saved and he really chooses a lot of family-owned businesses and Black-owned businesses. Anyways, so people talk about the Keith Lee effect.
Great. Was there anything you want to say about TikTok that you did not get to? What's the last one big thing?
Is there anything I wanted to say about TikTok? I want to ask you, actually, what was it like going viral?
Did I go viral?
Didn't you go viral? No, it wasn't TikTok. It was Facebook.
I went viral on Facebook because like social media is like, no, you old. You get back to the old place. Don't try to make it on
the
TikTok.
Young people.
Yeah, don't try to like.
I mean, fellow Gen Xer.
Yeah.
Kamala's doing well
On Facebook.
On everywhere, on TikTok. Everywhere.
Yeah, but I say Kamala has a higher visibility than I do.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
I'll say anywhere she goes.
Well, I mean, Biden was on TikTok, and when he was trying to run, it didn't do well.
Yeah,
he didn't do well.
Well, I mean, yeah, but he probably did better than I did. But I get that.
So
it's a very different campaign like they're running, right?
Yeah.
But you know what?
Was it like going viral?
Was it going viral? I mean, it was like, okay, great. Now I got to reply to a lot of comments.
Okay.
And which was good, and then it was just like, you know what it is? It's like there's like the false hope of like, oh, this is going to lead to other things. It was like literally here, 1 million views, and then the next thing 12. It's like, oh, okay, cool.
I mean, there's a huge element of luck because Matt Rife, went viral.
Yeah,
and
I think it's you gotta put us on it. It's like 1 million views, and then your next thing has to be good enough to get like 500,000, 1 million views, and whatever. Like you just have to do a bunch momentum in a row, which means you have to consistently like just put out massive bangers of everything all the time.
But see, here's the thing.
But you don't know what that.
You don't know what it is.
You don't know what that is. So so you're right. It
the
is
algo is very like.
It is. You know what? It's like how billionaires become billionaires. It's like you do this thing. Oh, we got lucky. Bam. And it's like you do another thing. Oh, we got lucky. Bam. And then you just blow up. Like billionaires.
Well, I think billionaires have gotten wealthy off of exploiting poor people.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah. So it's a bit.
No, but I'm just talking about the luck aspect of it, where like you don't know what's going to hit, and this is like boom, 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 and you build, and then with social media, it's similar.
Yeah. Do you think there's such a thing as an ethical billionaire?
I don't think no. It's so hard to be like ethical, even as in the middle class. There's so many things that are like fucked up.
Yeah.
But just to be an ethical billionaire,
I don't think.
I don't think so. Like, there's nothing.
So.
There's no. You've done so much.
I don't think so. I know so.
Yeah. You've done so many horrible things to get to that point. You've exploited so many people to get to that point. You're exploiting them as we speak to maintain your position. That it's just not possible.
Like, do all your employees get health insurance? Are they earning a livable wage? If you own a bunch of restaurants, are the farmers that pick the fruit and you know what I mean? Are they getting paid fairly? Do they have health insurance?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah. No, I don't think I think like the wealthier you are, the more difficult it is to be like truly ethical.
Yeah. No, I agree. But the irony is they have the power to make things ethical.
I know, but they won't, because then they'll lose
money.
Yeah. Money.
There you go. Okay, there you go. So what was your takeaway?
My takeaway for TikTok is, I mean, I have to do it. Quite frankly,
I love that you go back to yourself.
I hope they ban it. I hope they ban
China.
it. I hope it's completely banned. I hope it disappears, and then it's one less thing for me to do. But I mean, I understand it as like as entertainment. And again, it's not like if you ask TikTok who they are, they're not like, they wouldn't call themselves a social media company. They'll call themselves an AI company, because what they're actually doing is creating.
Do they on paper call themselves, on the record, call themselves an AI company? Because I don't think they would.
They do. I think they would, but that's what they are.
Yeah.
Right? Because they're
too spooky.
It's basically this algorithm they're feeding all this information to.
It's a slot machine.
Yeah, it's a slot machine, but also like it's designed to like figure out how to like manipulate human emotion to maintain your fucking attention. A
slot machine,
right? And that algorithm is gonna get fed into some robot someday. That's gonna be like the best geisha robot in the world. But like, yeah, that's TikTok. But I really do find it funny that like with the ban, especially, I just don't know how they're going to enforce it.
I just think this proves like Asian excellence.
Oh, I like that.
Do you know what I mean?
That's a good takeaway.
Do you know what I mean?
Any
That is-
takeaway that involves Asian excellence, I'm in.
But to me, I'm like, honey, Instagram,
Yeah.
Facebook,
Yeah.
nothing in comparison to TikTok.
Yeah.
TikTok is driving trends.
Yeah.
Asian excellence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, China's gonna take over the world. We're starting with TikTok.
But also, like, I think some of the security concerns that they have around TikTok, I think it's like,
Are they real, or is it like?
I just think like, come on, honey. What about Instagram?
Well,
and
that's
Facebook?
what I mean. It's like what? Just
Also,
because it's.
there was a New York Times article about how Zuckerberg sold American data.
Well, that's exactly.
So what are we
if
talking
China
about,
wants this
boo-boo?
data, they can just go buy it, and they'll just get it. It's not hard
boo-boo.
to.
They already got it.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I don't. It's, again, it feels very performative.
Crying over spilled milk.
It
Did I
feels-
use that correctly?
No.
No. Okay. Okay.
But the tides are turning.
Yeah. There you go.
The
Yeah,
tides
yeah.
of milk.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I don't see that we're going to force it. I think it's kind of like
Yeah,
it's
I just think it's going to get banned.
it's just
next
political.
Year. I think it'll get banned next year because they're not going to divest.
Yeah,
I
well,
really
same
think
with like, what do you think about X? Should we do a whole? We should do a whole
Whole
different
thing
one
on
on
X. Oh
Yeah,
my god,
yeah.
bitch! We gotta do a whole thing on X.
Yeah. Let's not talk about it now.
Okay. My takeaway with the Electoral College was it's confusing, perhaps by design, and racist, and
By design.
By design,
Not
yeah.
even perhaps by design.
Did I say perhaps?
No. You said perhaps the first time, and I'm
Oh, okay,
saying
yeah, because I wouldn't. Yeah, I'm sure it's racist for sure. And what else do I know about the Electoral College? If you live in a swing state, you better fucking vote. You better vote, and hopefully not.
You should vote regardless.
I don't know. They're both terrible, actually.
Kamala and Trump.
That's another thing. People are gonna get mad at me for not liking Kamala, but
Why don't you like Kamala?
Okay, I like Tim Walz.
Sure.
He gives off a very genuine energy.
Yeah. You can show that white men don't have to be weird.
No, but also he was a teacher for 20 years.
Yeah.
He
Assistant coach.
He just feels and he just feels like someone I've met before.
Yeah, he's got real good like dad.
And he's
energy.
not too like, when I see Kamala, I really see a politician.
Mhm.
You gotta sell being genuine when you're a politician. And I don't, in my opinion, don't get mad at me, I feel like she don't sell it as well.
Okay, sure.
In the way that
Hillary
she
also
laughs
didn't.
and the things that, and she was stiff. I didn't like Hillary.
Right. Now, what you liked him? Are there any female politicians you do like?
Stacey Abrams.
Okay.
Very, very genuine.
Sure.
Elizabeth Warren. She's a little odd. She's odd.
Yeah.
Actually, I take that back.
Yeah.
I take that one back, actually.
Okay. I
Scratch
was
it
like, I
off,
don't know how
yeah.
you can defend this.
Yeah,
one.
I don't like, no. Marjorie Taylor Greene, she's fucking insane.
Yeah.
But she is genuine.
Yeah, that's true.
That's another
She's
thing.
Genuinely insane. but
Genuinely.
that's true.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's an authenticity problem I feel with Kamala.
Okay.
I think Obama was really good at seducing people.
Sure.
Into
So was
thinking
Clinton.
Clinton as well, literally.
Bill.
Yeah, literally.
Yep.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
I'm
Well,
not trying to
even
get. Well, I mean,
allegedly,
it
like,
was
straight up,
confirmed.
like, he
Yeah,
was-
confirmed.
He was
yeah.
impeached.
I did not have sexual relations with that woman. But anyways, so yeah, I just think who's another politician that I think? I mean, there aren't that many that are genuine.
AOC.
Oh yes, she has. Yeah, she's genuine.
Yeah.
Rashida Tlaib, honey, she's having a hard time.
Didn't
Congress is being awful to her, all of her colleagues.
did she? Keep
She's
her
the only
seat?
Palestinian Congress person. I forget if she's in the House or I think she's in the House.
She's in the house. Yeah.
Yeah. But she's really, it's rough for her.
Yeah,
Shout out to her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well.
Anyway, so those are sort of like I just really I think she has. Do you see a genuine person when you see Kamala?
No, I see a politician.
That's what I'm saying, right? It's like, honey, you got to be Meryl Streep with it. Viola Davis up in this bitch.
But
Did
you see her? I liked her DNC speech though.
I didn't watch that. I said I can't drink the
Well,
Kool-Aid.
I mean, that's like the biggest speech of her career.
No, but
and
I
you're
tried.
just, like,
No, but
judging-
I watched clips from her ABC interview.
Yeah.
Huge authenticity problem there.
Sure.
Max, when you see Kamala Harris, do you see like a genuine person, or do you think she has an authenticity problem?
All politicians do.
Well, who's a politician that you think doesn't have an authenticity problem?
Not one.
There you go.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, truly, I don't think they
Okay. Like a Trudeau has a huge authenticity.
Yeah,
problem.
obviously. I mean, he's.
Yeah.
How about Bernie?
Oh, Bernie's great.
Okay.
I think it's like what you see is what you get
Yeah.
with him.
And RFK Jr. He was authentic. He was crazy, but he was authentic.
Yes.
I mean,
yeah.
motherfucker is like talking to Roseanne, being like, and I got this dead bear, and I threw him in the back of and then I ran out of time, went to a party, and so I had to throw this bear in the middle of Central Park, because that's what you do with dead bears.
Yeah.
Even
And,
Roseanne was looking at him like, you're fucking crazy.
and he's trying to like work with Kamala.
No, he's not.
I thought,
He's working with Trump. He endorsed Trump, and he's going to be in Trump's cabinet, and it's part of his transition team.
oh, I thought it was he was gonna. I saw some headline about he's.
Mm-mm-mm. No, he's
Okay,
saying
never
Kamala
mind.
wouldn't even talk to him.
That's so funny.
But he's
Yeah.
You know what's weird? I looked at his platform. I was like, I agree with a lot of things on the platform, but then I hear him speak, and I was just like, yikes! You're saying some.
What are the
crazy
things that you
shit.
agree with him?
Well, actually, the one thing I agree with him that is actually a policy that he has is like he wants to get toxins out of food, like processed food. He wants
Microplastics.
that like he wants to get like
I love that. Yeah,
that's brilliant. That's great.
really important.
But then he's also like, but there's no vaccines that are safe, and they're all horrible, and then there's like,
oh no.
right? It's like, okay, you can't pick, and then he just like the science. It's not science. Like he uses like really circumstantial evidence and cites it as like this is irrefutable proof.
Yeah.
And he's like, okay, well,
No, sorry,
now you've
boo-boo.
lost me. But
Yeah.
in general, okay. So
Okay,
that's
so that's my takeaway.
okay.
Kamala, authenticity. Do you think it's the way she laughs? I actually kind of like her laugh, but sometimes
The laugh doesn't bother me.
But I think she does it so often that's part of it, and then also just sort of the way she smiles, and then there's something else that I can't quite put my finger
well,
on.
that's the thing about it's like you read an email, you get an email, and you're just like, oh, this is a scam. I don't know why I know it's a scam, but it's a scam.
Yes.
Meanwhile, you have like my parents will look at that and they'll be like, oh, is this real? No, it's not real, and I can't explain to you why. It's just I know it's not real. Don't answer it.
Yeah.
It's the same thing, right? You just kind of know it. So okay, well there
Yeah,
you go.
there you
But
go.
that being said,
We did it.
we did it. We did this whole thing, and also you should do it, America, and go vote for whoever. I don't
Oh.
care who you vote for because I don't live there.
Well, you're trying to get a visa. What are you doing?
I do care. I
Yeah,
do
you
care
do,
a lot
yeah.
because we're in Canada and like watching what's happened in America is like it's like, hey, my neighbor's house is on fire and we live in a duplex. So
We do live in a duplex, yeah.
so you can't really be happy about that.
All right. Well, thanks for listening to the pod. We love you. Comment below with any sort of silly, serious topics that you'd like us to cover, preferably ones that are related. And follow us on social media for more videos and for more content.
on
TikTok, Instagram, all the things,
Facebook
and whatever
Marketplace.
whatever the new one's gonna be by the time this airs. Yeah, there'll probably be a new one.
Yeah.
X. Gotta make an X account for the pod. That's so funny.
X gonna give it to you. All right, let's go.
Oh no! And on that note, thanks for listening. Follow us. Come see us out on tour, where we're actually gonna be funny. We love you. Bye.
Bye.
Politician thumbs up.